Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, can you guys hear me? I now realize what happened. I just realized what happened because it's a funny story of how you guys can't hear me. Yeah, that was just because I was playing the video. I was playing the stream from my end just because I I had to test and see what the hell was going up with the audio, and now I realize what's going on with the audio. So put it simply, I redid a bunch of stuff just to get everything set up for my new setup for audio and what have you. And then I didn't realize that when you live stream, everything goes into one track. And then me being the retard put the audio track into a separate track file. Not realizing that you still need to have everything in track one just to make sure everything fucking works. So me being the retard, that's basically what happened right there. You guys know sometimes I'm a boomer when it comes down to audio or streaming or recording software. And here we are now, so yeah. Yeah, you can blame me for the fuck up that we have today. It's fun times, fun times. But anyways, I wanted to talk a bit about before we dive right in, talk about Nintendo music because that's the new thing right there, the new thing that everyone's talking about. And we'll pull that up right now. So yeah, for you guys who don't know, this is a new service that came out from Nintendo, and I do have the app on my phone. And let me pull up the chat from here. And we'll talk more about Dickers later. We'll definitely talk about him later. So yeah, this is the app right here. You don't need to go too deep into it, but basically, we now have a legal way of listening to Nintendo music, and so far the selection is minimal. I do think it's very paltry when it comes down to the selection of music from the games that you have. I do think that's the case right there. But at the same time, I do like some of the features that this has. I like the extension, being able to extend your music. And if you're playing a game with massive spoilers and you don't want to be spoiling something, you can go out and mark it as a spoiler. Mark the game as saying, hey, I don't want to listen to anything from that game soundtrack in case you don't want to be spoiled. So I do think we have the foundation with Nintendo Music. We just need the content. To which, for right now, Nintendo Music is lacking in. It doesn't have the content. Oh, nice. I have Apple Music, but that's just because I have the Apple all-in-one package that gives you iCloud, it gives you Apple Music, it gives you Apple TV, it gives you Apple Arcade. So that's kind of just how I justified paying for Apple Music, is that I get multiple other services with my iPhone. So yeah, but yeah, I've actually used the app a bit. It's pretty nice, and the fact that it's tied in with your Nintendo NSO subscription. Now that's actually fair right there to pay for just for iCloud. iCloud's goated. But anyways, you wanted to know my thoughts about Dickers closing down his account. The dude's a retard. Like, plain simple, the dude's a retard. Like, why go out and get rid of the one thing that was making you money? Like, according to him, like he only got paid like $600. Like that, it was only making him like $600 and whatever. But that's money right there. That's money you can be using to support your child, which obviously you. Yeah, exactly. And you know the funny thing I want to do, and if I'm lucky, is try to snatch the Review Tech USA handle, the channel name, whenever the 30 days are up, for anyone to go on and grab that channel name, whatever. I'm gonna try to get it, and then I'll talk about it in a separate live stream. What I plan to do was Review Tech USA if I manage to get it. It'd be because for one, I think that's gonna be pretty fucking funny if I went out and snatched up Review Tech USA. And then I have it, I'm like, oh yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is actually review fucking tech on this channel. But still, I know a bunch of people are gonna be out there gonna try to snatch that name for Review Tech USA. It's gonna be a who's of who's gonna grab that shit. And I'm gonna be a pig in shit if I manage to get it myself. But anyways, let's actually play some games. And let me turn on my Switch. And quick question, do you guys hear the Switch? I mean, he is a Tubular, and like, it's an invitation of him being felted. It's just like, don't do it. These guys are professionals when it comes down to felting people. And if we're talking politically, these guys lean right when it comes down to it. So it's just a bad invitation to get yourself into massive fucking trouble. Anyways, we're playing some Banjo-Tooie while we just sit here and chill. Anyways. But yeah, Dickers is just... it's nothing. Like, these guys have been called the worst. They've dealt with like people worse than fucking Dickers. But the only reason people want to make fun of Dickers is because the dude spirals out of control every fucking time people call him out for shit. And he thinks he's like some fucking mafioso or some shit. And I swear I'm good at this game. Yeah, I saw that. I was watching the casino, and they were like watching that themselves, and they're like, yeah, this dude's a piece of shit. And I think that stream right there, where Jay was talking to Rich, was him realizing, yeah, this dude's a piece of shit. I can't believe that I was actually like chill with him. I was actually friends with him. Like, it's fucked when it comes down to it. They have a fat large shit Review Tech USA going on, and like basically just saying, yeah, go fuck yourself. I was just using you to advance my career. And I knew this dude was a piece of shit for a while, because the big cheat, all the stuff was Big Cheese, him trying to get into like conflicts with Blackbuster Critic. Yeah, it's like the dude's a piece of shit. Like, Like, straight up. And I'm just like, yeah, it took long enough for people to realize this dude's true colors. Shouldn't have happened much sooner, but I'm glad nonetheless now people are realizing, yeah, fuck this guy. The guy deserves his downfall, essentially. I remember, like, I remember like him on his like Instagram or whatever, pretending to be like his like cousin or whatever, saying, "Oh yeah, Rich killed himself," blah blah blah, and some guy's like, "Hey, it's not cool to go out and be suicidal and shit." Yeah, I won't do that. And I thought the game just froze on me. And even then, I don't have the things that I would need to do soundboard stuff. And I kind of think those soundboards are like a waste of money. And also, if anyone wants to see a different game, let me know. Because I'm just here to play whatever. Like, if you guys want to see me play Shallow Generations, I'll do that. If you guys want a different game, just let me know. Or if you guys just want me to be... If you guys want to see me suffer with Canary Mary, well, I probably want a super chat thing right there. Like, the dude... Like, it's... Like, obviously, you have to say a legend this stuff right here, because obviously Rich is trying to be litigious with Keemstar and whatever. But the fact that the dude had nothing wrong going on with his PC, but that he got from Rich until all the shit came down with him, and they found keyloggers that trace back to New York. Like, it's fucked. Like, obviously people are gonna be fucking suspicious of you. And you're acting like a fucking piece of shit. It's fine. Like, from what I messed around with it. It's a fine version. Yeah, I kind of feel Digital Foundry's been slacking lately with some of their gameplay analysis. Like, they need... I say it runs about the same as Frontiers. Because it's serviceable, but still not preferable. And it seems like pretty clear that people are preferring the PlayStation version now over the Switch version. Which is interesting right there, that finally the PlayStation version sold better than the Switch version. For me personally, I prefer the X news, but Nintendo Music is definitely a big deal because they've been going out and striking down people who upload their music, and now we have a legal way of accessing this music. Yeah, I'll be curious about that as well. Because one thing is that apparently Sony's been paying developers to... I can't say like for sure, but apparently they've been like telling people to not optimize for Xbox, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Yeah, I remember. I do remember that. Like, he was talking about, oh, it's like a high-end product or whatever. Which I guess he has to, because Sony paid money for the marketing rights for Sonic X Shadows, so of course he has to go on and basically kind of sort of damage control for the product. Anyways, also we got 2 more weeks until Dragon Quest 3. Anyone excited for that? Because I am. And we'll be streaming that whenever it comes out on Thursday. Five to 6 PS5 Pros. Yeah, it's... I'll be curious to how much is the ratio. Like, yeah, I asked them, like, oh yeah, did these people pre-order multiple PlayStation 5s? Because I think that would definitely answer the question of whether or not it was scalpers or not. Oh, so like, so they put a cap saying that you can only pre-order one. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Can't say for sure, but it could be scalpers, or it could be there are people that are legitimately looking forward to that product, legitimately. But yeah, if you guys don't know, well, I never really talk too much about my stuff other than Dragon Quest, but this is like my comfort game right here. This is the game that always go back and replay. We got this part done. And I guess this just to show you guys, I'll show you guys Canary Mary. Just how much of a pain in the ass that is. Alright, let's save this. So yeah, I'm gonna just let this bitch get past me quickly. I like it better than Kazooie, but I understand why people don't like this, and this is one of the reasons people hate this. I hate it too also, but I don't know if you guys can hear that button tapping. Fuck. Apparently someone used a spoon to like circumvent this. No, no, the game 2E doesn't have any of that. Okay, I'm actually like doing. If I just like rub against this, like people have used drills and whatever. Not really, because 2E's more. Banjo games are more so like collectathons, whereas more about getting the collectible. But yeah, if you're looking for more pure platforming stuff, it's really you're really looking for not Banjo, you're looking for Mario. But if you're looking for like a game where you explore, collect stuff, Banjo's like that. And 2E definitely doubles down on the whole exploration stuff. Yeah, Banjo's not like that, no. Banjo's more kind of like Spiral in a way, where there are some like pure platformers where it kind of puts your platforming test to the skills, to its paces. But it's mostly just you exploring around, collecting crap, and that's the thing that I like the most about these games. Yeah. You know the funny thing about that is that Donkey Kong Country, not Country, 64 was supposed to be a more pure platformer game before they repurposed that to be more banjo-esque, if that's a word. Like, they're good games, but if you're obviously looking for more, like, pure platforming, then obviously it's not for you. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely like two kinds of platformers that people like. People like the Penny's Big Brick Way or the challenges that Sunshine has or had in time, and then people like the more exploration, like collecting stuff, like Banjo. And I happen to like both. Which I'm gonna quickly save state this, and we're gonna do. I'm in the mood to do some Shadow Gens. Because that's been like a game that I've been like on and off, been like replaying some of the levels on. Just give me a sec to set everything up. Yeah, I think it really just depends on like how they create the challenge. And I think for specifically Banjo, it's not so much about challenge, like traditional platforming stuff. And Mario's definitely more on that. One of these days, I haven't done it yet, but we could do that. We can do that some other time. Let's do. We'll do Kingdom Valley. But yeah, I'm not like one of those people that constantly does the chaos spears. But But I hear that it's a pretty good tactic to do that. So it's kind of crazy that this is the game right here that's like become the one game I've like constantly replayed from this year. And after like Frontiers, like I barely go back and replay Frontiers. But whatever reason, Shalogens manages to get me more intrigued in playing. Yeah, those are fun levels. Those are definitely like fun ass levels. Anyways, you played Sonic XL yet? Because, no cap, this might be like one of the best, like, contender for like top 10 games of the year for me, Sonic X Shadow. And it kind of sucks that I stopped doing the Sonic content on my channel. But maybe I might do a review on this game. Specifically the Shadow Generations portion. Quite honestly, I just felt that people did the Sonic content better than me, and I just kind of just didn't want to talk about Sonic. Nice, nice. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I've seen some people tell me that before, that I definitely know my stuff when it comes down to Sonic. I mean, yeah, before I became a Dragon Quest person, I was like a massive ass Sonic person back in the day. And I managed to luck out. Still, I'm actually relatively happy with Shalogens. Like it's definitely some of the best levels that we've had in quite a while. And I was like, I'm not paying attention right now. Yeah, I have the PC version, so it's not like a big deal for me because I already have a version that doesn't have the censorship, and if I want to play that version, I play it like that, but even then, when I go back and replay Sonic games, I don't watch the fucking cutscenes. I skip through that shit and go through the levels. Yeah. And I think for me, like, the censorship is, like, the least of my concerns for fucking Sonic. Like, more of my concerns are if Sonic controls well in the fucking game he's in, and... or if the music's, like, way too much fucking EDM, or sounds like Jun Suno's shitting on the Genesis board. Like, that's what I'm more concerned about than fucking censorship with Sonic. Like... Because, like, if censorship really was an issue, then Sonic Forces would be a game not that many people would complain about, because it didn't have anything that would be considered censorship. But no, that game had more fucking... That game had dog shit controls for Sonic. Sonic control like dog shit, the levels were dog shit, the music was dog shit. So who gave it... So no one was talking about fucking censorship as one of the issues. And that was me being careless right there. Yeah, legit. Like, people were saying that, oh, we don't want censorship in Sonic games. Like, where the fuck were you? Because most people were saying that we want Sonic to control well. No one gave a fuck about they covered up Rouge's fucking boobs. Like, hell, like it was so much of a fucking problem. Like, obviously you would have someone like fucking Premi de Remy going out and talking about it. Like, I just find this shit ridiculous sometimes. Like, yeah, like, I don't like censorship, but people who are like saying, people like fucking Grumps who are like, true Sonic fans are against censorship. Like, where the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to judge that? Because the most critical Sonic fan out there, fucking Premi de Remy, never said anything about fucking censorship. Yeah, it's like I could talk like fucking forever about why Sonic Forces was the reason I stopped caring. Like, I stopped being a Sonic fan for a bit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure people would like to see me like fucking like review Sonic Forces and like rip that game to shit. And also, speaking of forces, might as well just do it. Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Like, last I checked, like 5.5k views. It's pretty. It's definitely become my most popular video of this year. And all these people were like talking about fucking Dragon Age. I'm like, bro, I'm just here waiting for fucking Dragon Quest. I don't give a shit about fucking Dragon Age. And somehow this game managed to make a Sonic Forces stage actually feel fun to play. Yeah, it's... I think that's another thing there, is... Like, I know censorship and DQ's been a thing for a bit. But I do think... when you think about it, people probably are more concerned about things like that than they are about the censorship stuff. If you really, like, go on and have that conversation with people. Obviously, I'm not gonna speak for everyone, because obviously people are gonna have different viewpoints on that kind of stuff there, but I would rage, or more people would just be concerned about those kind of things. Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. And I'm pretty sure, like, sales-wise, I think DQ3 is gonna do well. Definitely for sure in Japan. I do think we're gonna see, like, the game sell 2 million in the first week. Because just based on Amazon sales and just based on, like, most wanted charts and whatever, that game is still, like, pretty high up. Despite the whole censorship stuff hitting the Japanese mainstream stuff. Hitting Japan mainstream. And I messed that up. And getting that S rank anymore, that's for sure. Like, it's insane that literally either you emulate the shit, which is what I do, because in some cases emulation is actually better to do when it comes down to it. Or you just go on and pay ludicrous amount of money, which I've also done as well. So I've been lucky in terms of how much I have to spend on those games. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting an S rank on this run, but here to just chill and talk with you guys. Yeah. And somehow that shit performance gave me an S rank. Surprised about that. Nice, nice. I'm just being an idiot when it comes down to this. Right. And I messed that up. That's fine. Yeah, of course. I don't see me with a PS2, but that's just simply because when it comes down to DQ8, and DQ5 PS2, I just emulate that shit. But yeah, if I had the native hardware route, I probably would have a PS2 right there, was the OSSC. Which MacBook Pro do you have? Just out of curiosity, is it the Intel? Are you still on the Intels, or are you on the M Max? Okay, nice. Because I've been actually thinking about investing into one of those M Max, which actually I did pre-order the N4 Mac Mini, just as like a secondary computer. And also, I've been very curious about invest in those M Max and see how they are performance wise. That's crazy. It's kind of crazy that once Apple decided to make the switch to their own internal chips, like it's nothing but felting for Intel. Like they've been like felted left and right. But yeah, I am in getting one of those like the N4 Mac Mini. Oh yeah, they do. Like I probably might wait for the. If I'm looking for a portable laptop, I'm probably gonna get like a MacBook Air, the N4 MacBook Air when those come out next year. Because I'm not looking for crazy performance. Concord, man, that game is just that game is wild when it comes down to like how much they spent on that game and basically how long it fucking lasted. And people said that Halo Infinite wasn't gonna last long, and then here's Concord doing miserably. Bro, I thought it was a. Bro, I thought when it comes down to it, like Herman Holst, this was Herman Holst's baby right here, and he had to shoot it down like Old Yeller. Like it's nuts to me like how bad they managed to fuck up a launch like that. And I'm sitting here like, where is this demo for Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D? But yeah, whenever I do get the N4 Mac Mini, I'm probably gonna. I might do a video on it, like saying how do Dragon Quest games run on the Mac Mini. And if I manage to snack away the Review Tech USA name, I'd probably do a video on that hypothetical channel. Did that game actually come out today? Fuck, like I didn't realize, because everyone was talking about fucking the woke Dragon Age game. That these woke people are saying, well, don't buy the game when I'm bought anyways. I think they would. Like, if 3 HD Duty does well, which I'm pretty sure it will, at least in Japan, they probably would do 4, 5, and 6 in HD 2D. Or some other art style that they would want to do. Like, it's kind of crazy to me that, like, it's pretty clear Apple nowadays, they care more about, like, their performance per watt stuff, and definitely for portability, it's for portable laptops. They definitely have that down pat when it comes down to giving performance per watt and what have you. How much is this going for? Because I do have the PC version of Horizon, but I don't know if I'm, like, that interested in copying a remaster of that. Yeah, but yeah, it's still like I don't use notebooks anymore, primarily because I have a gaming PC for one reason, and two, if I'm doing stuff portably, I actually just buck down and use an iPad. Yeah, I could probably pay the $10. Yeah, it's something, and that is embarrassing. I wouldn't call it a W. It's just like I would pay for it because it's cheap, and it's $10 at the end of the day for a game I haven't played on PC. So it's kind of just like, there you go, you have my money that way. It's not like a fucking big deal for me. I shouldn't have done chaos control there. It's fine. Yeah, because he still has Concord to like clean up. Because that shit is just embarrassing. And also, I didn't say outright, but I have played a particular release from Nintendo that was supposed to come out much later, but I managed to play it some way. I'm not gonna say how, but I have, and so far it's pretty decent overall. Let's do Radical Highway. Pretty simply, suffer firewalk, devs. That's all. Like, I'll say this also. Like, sucks for people who lost their jobs and whatever, but at the same time, like, tempting fate anytime you literally, like I do believe in the idea of karmic justice when it comes down to it. Like, karma comes in and bites you in the ass. And those guys were definitely asking for karma to come after them. Like, it's like they get mad anytime like people point out misfortune, but then you are literally trying to get the misfortune of people who basically didn't want this game to succeed, and then your game didn't do well, and people have no sympathy for you. Like, it's not a fucking surprise that people don't give a fuck that capitalism played a role and basically screwed your game over. That's not too surprising to me, because they probably spent them. They can't do Ugly Sonic and clean that shit up, because I'm assuming it's just so close to release that they can't really do much about Concord being dog shit and not doing well. Like, even though I'm pretty sure Jim Ryan had a part in this, like, it's not too surprising to me, just simply because he's no longer with the company anymore. So I'm surprised that it seems like Hermit Hulst basically just has a slap on the wrist when it comes down to Concord's failures. And he's essentially being rewarded with still continuing on with the life service plan. Like, that's the thing that surprises me. That's the thing that's wild to me, is like, bro, you said this game was your baby and whatever, and then you put it out like Old Yeller, and you're not being immensely punished for a $400 million failure. Like, make that make sense to me. That's true. That probably could be a reason why their lineage was him, is because of his past successes. So I can give I can give you that, as that most likely they're like, well, you have past successes and we don't want to go through another major shakeup again. So we'll just give you another chance. But you fuck up again and like your ass is on the line kind of thing. Yeah. But I think for Jim Ryan, they went out and fired him simply because it's just simply because of how the Microsoft Activision buyout went through, and he was he basically constantly told them, "Hey, we have to go out and block this deal," and then they basically got ass fucked when it came down to what happened at the end. Anyways, we'll do one more. We'll do one more stage, and then we'll call Sonic quits for now. I don't want to do Space Colony. We'll do Act 2 of Kino Valley. I don't think they have much control, or they care too much about... Oh, we already did this stage. Yeah. Like, I feel they're... I definitely do think they're disconnected with what's going on was all of their branches, that they allowed something like Concord be a thing. Yeah, that's funny right there. Yeah, I miss the old Sony was Kazurai and what have you, and now we have basically what became the Jim Ryan era of Sony. Where they're actively censoring games and what have you, and it's just like... Man. Yeah, Ken Kutaragi, Kazurai. Like, I miss that era. Like, I get why Kaz had to leave. Not Kazurai, Ken Kutaragi had to leave because of how much of a failure the PS3 was. So it still sucks nonetheless. And I messed that up. Oh, so he was originally planning to leave anyways. Interesting. I didn't know that. So they were always going to replace him with someone else. Interesting to know. Yeah, it's kind of sucks what Sony is nowadays when it comes down to backwards compatibility and accessibility. Like, I get when it came down to the PS3, it did so bad that they had to remove the compatibility stuff just because they needed to make a way to find a way to make money again. I'm pretty sure if PS3 was successful, they would go out their way and add in backwards compatibility. Just because of the market just because of the market trends whenever of a hypothetical successful PS3. Yeah. But we'll probably never know. We'll never know. Yeah, you wonder why no backwards compatibility. And also my best time right there. At 156. Anyways, let's exit all that. Yeah, and it's like obviously sometimes people look at the numbers like, oh, not everyone uses backwards compatibility, but the thing is that Ken Kuragi wasn't saying everyone. He was saying the gamers. The gamers want backwards compatibility. And that's the one thing that's sad about that. And also the trailer for DQ3, the final trailer apparently for DQ3 HD2D is now out. So we might as well react to that. Enlarge that for everyone. So let's see this. Raking up the bird Ramia. Yeah, I'm wondering that. I'm pretty sure it has the ice cave, but maybe it might work differently, but who knows. Oh man, this is looking nice here. Some good stuff. This is Jinping. This is where the red orb is. And this is where Ramia's place is. I did double dip on the Switch version. I imported the Japanese version because it was just cheaper to get it imported. It's pretty simple. HD2D pretty easy to develop. I'm pretty sure most people who currently still game on console have moved on to other platforms. That's kind of just my speculation to why no PS4, Xbox One, but there's a Switch version. I didn't, no. I don't really find a reason to buy the collector's edition. Ortega. Got the troll boss, where the lips are censored. Yeah, that's not too surprising for me that Zack went on and copped it.
Dragon Quest 3
That's a pretty solid trailer right there. Too bad no demo. Obviously for me, I'm looking more so towards election day for real life reasons, of course. And even then, Dickers, I don't even watch his streams. I just watched Kino Casino go on and felt him. And most likely for me, because I know Kino Casino said they're gonna live stream election day, I probably would watch them. Let's actually watch that video. Like, I've seen it before, and I just think whether it's because Dreamcast guy doesn't fucking know what's going on with Rich, of why he's spiraling down and what have you. But I just think the dude's ill-informed on Rich of why he's basically spiraling down, and he clearly doesn't. And he clearly doesn't know what's going on with fucking Rich. And in terms of why I don't want to watch Dickers, pretty simple. It's Dickers. I ain't gonna see some person act like fucking. Well, I don't want to like unveil myself too much about my politics, but no, fuck it. I don't want someone spiral down like fucking Cenk Uygur and what have you from the Young Turks. I don't need to see a fattest like that.
Completely different.
Anyways, let's watch this.
On the channel, typically I talk about gaming news and do game reviews and stuff like that, but that's as Dreamcast guy. Consider this to be like a Max rant, because I am actually concerned about Rich of Review Tech USA, and I want to talk about it because I think you need help. I think you need professional help. Rich, I hope you see this video, and I want to talk about the whole situation with him. So yesterday, he deleted his channel. He just straight up clicked delete on a YouTube channel with over 1 million subscribers. Now a lot of the replies are saying it's a stupid decision. I can't believe you did.
And also we got fucking Jarbo.
Did it. A lot of people are being like, bro, you gotta get canceling. This is not the way. And a lot of people are saying that something about this is very off. People are guessing it's because of YouTube drama. Over the course of the last year, 2 years, Rich has been getting into a lot of YouTube drama. But in my opinion, it wasn't that bad.
Not bad. I don't know who you're following to know what's going on, Dreamcast guy. What happened with him and Jay, Kino Casino, June the King. To say it's not bad.
I mean, I've been a frequent watcher now of Review Tech USA since pretty much he started his channel. Now, if you've never watched him, this guy was tremendously influential to the gaming space. He was a personal inspiration to me. I'm lucky I've had a chance to talk to Rich, do podcasts with him, and, you know, private DM with him a bunch. Rich is a very chill guy, and he came up with a very chill style of content.
Like, on face value, like, what Max is saying, Dreamcast guy, is true. Like, on face value, if you watch Rich's videos, it was laid back and whatever, if you just watched it casually. But if you're going with the stuff that happened with the Big Cheese Crusaders And then obviously what happened recently was Jay, Kino Casino, what have you, Keemstar. Then you realize, oh shit, this chill exterior is not really who he is.
He used to do pretty much daily uploads where whatever gaming story that personally struck his interest, whether it was a bad review score or some merger or some game being announced, he'd just talk about it. A lot of times it didn't even show his face. He would just straight up show, like, usually Call of Duty gameplay, show like random Wii U games or whatever, and he'd talk about it. And it really created this connection to it. Like, Rich's content was incredibly fun because it did.
I need to stop you right there. It wasn't fun. Like, obviously, Rich would do something stupid, like pretend to be a black guy and whatever. But for the most part, it was just him reading the news. Like, obviously, there's a reason why people watch that, because people want a more accessible way to be informed on the news they're interested in. But it's not fun. It's just, oh, I need to watch this because I want to be informed on whatever news is out there that I'm interested in.
Feel like you knew him,
Like,
right? Like, the content was so chill. He would mix in all sorts of funny other videos where he talked about, you know, how bad it is trying to date in your 30s. He talked about working at retail stores. And
yeah,
stuff
he
like
was
that.
basically Spawnwave before Spawnwave.
Tech USA blew up.
And I think Spawnwave basically took away Rich's audience, because Spawnwave was basically... Spawnwave is literally who he is. He just goes on and talks about the news and reports on whatever. And obviously he does have videos out there where he goes out and delves into his more personal opinions. But his main squeeze is Newswave. Like, Newswave is his most popular video series of videos on his channel. And for the most part, Newswave, he does sometimes give his opinions on stuff, but he's primarily talking about the news. He's reporting the news. And I think, for the most part, there's just people out there that did that better than fucking Rich. And of course, we now know Rich's true colors and the fact that he's on this spiral. Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff right there.
Definitely felt like it deserved to blow up. But according to that rise, he always got a lot of backlash and hate. But I think every YouTuber does, right? I mean, anybody.
No, that's funny.
Franco, any streamer you like.
You got me there. You got me there.
Hated. I mean, people act like I'm the worst YouTuber on the planet, but then also I get, you know, millions of views and people do like me and stuff like that. So I feel like everybody gets teared down. Just, that's the nature of stuff, right? It's the same with Hollywood celebrities and stuff. You could be the biggest, most popular guy, and people are going to talk about how much they despise you. You could find some, like, GeoCities hate blog. But I do think Rich had the problem with kind of internalizing the drama. I feel like the hardest part about this job is that you really can't care what people say about you. And at a certain point,
Yeah,
I feel like it's just not
that is
good for
true.
mental health to
Like, you can clearly see right here, like, this is probably the one time, like, Max has actually talked about like his haters for once. He's talked about the trolls and whatever, and probably he's mentioning Fortanga in that case right there. But obviously he obviously doesn't give a fuck. He has other stuff to do in his life.
look at what people are saying about you. Like, this guy had over 1 million subscribers, and he does still have a side channel, which we're going to talk about in a bit, but if you have 1 million subscribers, clearly people like you. Clearly people want to hear what you have to say. People clearly enjoy and engage and are there for your content, right? I mean, it feels like, I always thought Rich was one of those people that really managed to come out there and make his own style of stuff and really took off because he figured out this vibe, this rhythm that other people hadn't. But he definitely cared a lot about the drama. When people would accuse him of having a bad camera or being...
Not that he had a bad camera, he was begging for a camera. That is true. He's been, like, stuck in the 200k area for a while. Anyways, I want to speed this up. I don't want to hear Max's voice for this long.
A lolcow or whatever, it really seemed to bother him. Now, Rich, obviously, I'm a much smaller YouTuber. I'm like 240,000 subscribers, so you're literally, your main channel is 4 times bigger than I've ever been. But people send me stupid hate too, right? I get comments about people talking about wanting to torture my cat to death and saying that I'm a horrible human being for saying Xbox is going to fail. At a certain point, I think you have to stop reading the comments. You got to stop reading the replies. You got to stop caring. Now, obviously, that's a lot easier said than done. I feel like whatever YouTuber needs to have is a hobby that isn't YouTube, right? I'm super into fitness. I do board game nights with my bros every single week. My girlfriend and I go on lots of dates where we put on silly outfits or dress up or whatever like that. And I'll be honest, I don't look at...
I think Rich just needs more than that. Like, he needs to get off the fucking seltzers, the fucking weed. And he needs to realize that he's taking care... He needs to take care of his fucking children. And even if he's just a weekend dad, he needs to take that seriously. Like, that's pretty clear right there. But I don't know why he's this fucking retarded to not see that.
the comments. I don't look at the replies. I'll look at stuff here and there to make sure there's not like editing errors and stuff, but I'm not going to be Googling my own name and watching videos of people that hate
Like
me
I said,
because
if
it's
you
not
want,
gonna do me
if
good.
you want that
The human brain is
$1,000
not
up front,
to properly handle
then I'll go on and
skills that
react to
people
all
don't
of
do. It just
Dreamcast guys'
collapses in itself.
videos.
So if anything, I think the best way to do YouTube is work, write your scripts, edit your content, and then step away from it. Go read a book, go ride a bike, stuff like that. YouTube is fun. I like YouTube, but this ain't my life. This is my fun job that I'm lucky to have. And I feel like Rich started to fall into the trap where he just wanted to be liked. He wanted to be beloved. But this also goes beyond that. Even that. I feel like Rich, I think you're having a chemical imbalance. For the last year or two, your behavior has become very erratic. A lot of your inside jokes about birds, you randomly ripping off your clothes every live stream and stuff like that. Like, I get that it's supposed to be silly. I get that it's a joke, but it still seems like something is a bit off. Like sitting...
Like, already there, he's already lost then. Like, he basically lost then, where he basically is pushing away people who are giving him honest advice of, like, get off the weed, stop being high all the fucking time, and actually be a productive person in society. Like, he's already lost then if he can't accept the reality that maybe I need to be off the fucking weed.
Sitting on stream, reacting to DSP clips for hours and hours every night, clearly stoned out of your brain. I just think that's not healthy. Now, you can disagree, you can say, hey, it's his life, he can live it, but I think something has clearly shifted. As a person that's been watching your content now for over 10 years, I definitely have 10 years of solid, rich content I've observed, he slowly unraveled. You were filming videos where you'd walk into a mall and scream about the quartering. You're starting to do stuff that I think is a bit of a cry for help. It's hard to tell when you're mentally ill because it's like self-diagnosis is such a trap. It's like if you break both your hands and now you're trying to put a cast on the other hand. You just can't do it. Even if you're motivated and focused, you're too busted to properly fix the problem yourself. But that's okay. I've had friends that had actual mental breakdowns, mental breaks where they had to be institutionalized. And I'll straight up say it. Every one of my friends
Looks
that
like
have come out
the
and been
English
institutionalized
trailer for
is
Dragon
better
Quest
for it.
3.
A lot of them have actually come out and said, well, it was nice to finally, give in some meds, figure stuff out, actually have a counselor tell me what's going on, and work through trauma.
That
And a lot of people for the rest of their lives are much better off. Now, Rich, I'm not saying you need to be institutionalized or locked up, but I do personally think that it would be good for you to just talk to a professional, whether it is a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I'm not even saying you necessarily need medication, but after the stuff that happened with you,
I don't know about a psychiatrist or whatever, but obviously he doesn't need to be on more medication. That's pretty clear right there.
I just think your behavior is starting to get super strange. I don't
But he
think
definitely
people
needs to
with
talk to a
these,
professional.
10 years of content. This guy used to be one of the best.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to say, I don't care about the drama. I do not care about what Boogie2988 said about him. I don't care what Jay said about him. I'm fine with that. I'm not saying that those points are irrelevant. But I think this goes beyond it. Rich, I think that you need to be able to have a professional externally help address your life. I don't even think it's necessary for you to bring the channel back. I don't even think it's necessary for you to keep doing what you've always been doing, right? I mean, everybody takes different paths in life. I think it'd be fun to be a YouTuber forever, but I'd also be happy if I ended up just getting a job at a gym and became like a personal trainer or something like that, because I do genuinely love lifting weights, and I've been doing personal training with my friends. I've been having a blast with that. I'm just saying, this seems to be something that a mentally healthy person would not do. This seems like a very, very bad situation. It's reminding me a bit of Etika, and how Etika deleted his channel and got banned and stuff right before he passed away. So maybe my concerns are unfounded, but Rich, friend to friend.
I don't know if Rich would like. Obviously, Max brought up fucking Etika. I don't know if that's going to be the case right there, where he goes out and offs himself in Minecraft like Etika did. Obviously, I'm not like trying to make a joke about that. I'm just trying to be a little bit more sensitive of what's going on there. But I do think when it comes down to it, because he's pretty clear that he made fun of offing yourself, that he probably doesn't have what it takes to go on and do something like that.
Obviously, you've made a video hating on me at one point. I think I made a video making fun of you once long ago. Drama aside, stupid BS aside, stupid random video game BS or whatever, I'm telling you as a friend, you've got my DMs, you've got my phone number. If you want to talk, I really, really, really think you could get some help in. But these have just been some off-the-cuff thoughts. Thanks for watching.
I think it's pretty clear that he didn't take Max's advice, because he's still spiraling off control, having arguments fucking with... Or he's still spiraling out of control, having calls with Keemstar about stroking his micro dick on to some catfish or whatever. Anyways, let's watch this version of the trailer.
Have we waited? So long have we waited for this day.
Oh yeah, we still have it on 1.75. Let's switch it to...
Long have we waited. So long have we waited for this day.
I don't think it's gonna happen, because I think, like, I know I said that I don't think Rich is gonna go on and off himself. Like, you probably say, I'd rather do that than the collab was right wingers like PPP and Warski. Oh! Well, we have to. I mean, watch this in normal speed. Dragon Quest is something I can watch on normal speed, while Dreamcast guy, I need to speed that guy up. And I don't think I'll upload this reaction like separately, because you can hear me talk about fucking PPP and Andy and fucking Dickers.
You know that to stand against mighty Barabas is to throw away your life. And yet you still came.
Surely one such as you will be able to deliver us from the menace of the Archfiend.
You must gather the orbs and take them to the shrine of the Everbird.
Use my blades to bring peace to the world. You know literature.
Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be funny. Like, who the fuck is this Dragon Quest guy talking about?
The time of departure is upon us. Venture forth.
Oh, that would be
and do what
hilarious.
must be done.
Listen well, child of Ortega. The light will return. Of that I am sure.
I love this sequence right here for when the logo shows up.
Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. Available November 14th.
But yeah, and us people waiting for a demo, it's pretty clear we're not getting a demo. Sad day indeed. What the hell's going on here? It's pretty clear that that's not happening, other than the keylogger stuff that happened. Pretty solid. Like, performance has been pretty solid on games, and you saw me stream on Sonic X Shadow. I was able to play at 120 frames per second, and we obviously saw run without a hitch. So pretty solid overall. So that's pretty good. So that's some good stuff right there. Yeah, I don't think that will happen just because of the amount of videos that are out there and the amount of server costs it take to have something like that. But I think, but it could be a case there that now we have a bunch of phones with 120 refresh rates. Apple's trying to move people to 120 refresh rate monitors and what have you. And PC gaming is at an all-time high with people buying monitors like this. Like, maybe YouTube will try it out. I did mess around with on Apple Intelligence. I do like how Siri kind of improved to where if I need to schedule something and I don't want to go to the app, I just can just say, "Hey, schedule this for this day at 10 a.m." and I don't need to be like ultra robotic. Siri, set an appointment at this time, whatever. I could just be a little bit more casual, like, hey, I have an appointment at this time. Set it up for me on my reminders. And then it just does it like that. Yeah, I haven't been following that, but it does suck that for people who had an iPhone 15 or hell, even 14 Pro, like, I do think people with 14 Pro should have at least got Apple Intelligence. Because I do find it insane that people who have M1 Max can still use Apple Intelligence. Like my iPad Pro that I bought back in 2021, I can use Apple Intelligence on that. Yeah, that I find weird. Like you're promoting the fact that your new devices are have Apple AI. The new update has Apple AI, but and yeah, it's weird with the rollout. I'll say on that. Like, it's weird. That's also weird that they're not getting Apple Intelligence until April. I'm guessing it's like a regulatory thing that the EU wants to look at when it comes down to Apple AI. Anyways, in terms of videos, I want to get one video out next week, and it's probably gonna be one of those the more quicker webcam videos. And then I do want to make like one more Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D video before we get the game itself. So in terms of Royal Chats, I did have one video out, and that was talking about the Joker 2. I probably should have done a video talking about Review Tech USA. Yeah. I probably will. And in terms of other things with that channel, probably if something interests me, I'll go on and talk about it. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Royal Chats is a very experimental channel. We'll see what we can do with that channel as a whole. And if I manage to go on snag Review Tech USA, the channel handle, we'll talk about what we will do with Review Tech USA as the new owner of the channel. If that happens, of course. Because obviously, who knows? Everyone's going to try to go on and grab Review Tech USA. That's a funny episode. That was a funny episode of Smiling Friends. But anyways, I'm gonna head up. Yeah, it was a weird episode. Was Mr. Boss marrying the devil or whatever. But anyways, I'm gonna head out for tonight. For today, we'll be back next week, hopefully with a video out, and then I do another live stream where I just chill with you guys and talk. And yeah, hope for that as well. See you guys on the next one. Take care.